The B-side in boxing.
B-side shit.
B-side.
B-side and the B-side.
You got a B-side.
The B-side.
B-side. B-side.
B-side.
That B-side thing.
This is the B-Sides Boxing Podcast.
Am I alive? Hello?
Yep.
Hey.
Whoa, my headphones are so dusty.
I feel bad. Everybody else has like real equipment and I just have my cheap shitty headphones.
Yeah, I still have a proper microphone, even though I don't really use it for anything other than talking shit in video games.
I bought a bunch of video games on sale last week and I haven't even turned them on yet. I hate being an adult.
Isn't that part of adulthood, though? Having a Steam library that's completely full with games you've never even installed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think mine cracked 400 recently. God knows I'm never going to play all that shit.
I'm nowhere close to that. My problem is books. I own so many books I've never read.
Well, you've seen my posts.
Goodness gracious, that's a lot.
I've gotten through like probably 70% of that though. I'm not too far out over my skis.
Nice. No, I start collecting comic books and then don't have time to read them and just keep collecting them because you have to own them all.
At least with comics, the like reading time per like square foot of comics is relatively
Pretty low
compared to books.
Yeah.
I usually wait for the omnibuses to come out.
Yeah, those are good too.
Oh, that's
unless
like
you want to
even
take
that.
them on like a trip and then it weighs 800 pounds.
Yeah, the omnibus is the ones where it's like 30 issues in one big hardcover thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcasts I listen to, they have a comic series, and so I just wait for the omnibuses because I'm not gonna fucking pre-order 30 little brochures.
No, yeah,
No.
It's so unwieldy.
All right. Oh man, patience. Thank you both. I got all this shit ready. Because Drip's not here, the idea is we're just gonna chat over what's due for this weekend. Mainly Haney Garcia. That's about it. I do want to have a little talk on the UFC card. The UFC talk would have been better with Drip. I expect that he's hungover as shit because he was at a little watch party.
I see.
That's my expectation.
Yeah, he said one of his buddies bought a house in Philly, so they had like a watch party / housewarming.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Welcome back, you dirty fucks, to B-Sides Boxing. Joined by the homegirl Shinada, and Drip might be dead somewhere. I think he didn't pay his bookie for UFC 300 because he lost, but whatever. He'll be fine. Who do we got here? There's a set of bronze finish in the room.
Hello, first time, long time. Happy to be here. Calling in from Vancouver, Canada.
Party.
Woo. You're outnumbered this
I
week,
am
Leo.
outnumbered.
Oh yeah,
The Canadians got me cornered here. All right, let's get into some recaps. It's going to be pretty short this time, but it'll be fun. So this one, holy shit, Fantasy Springs Golden Boy Fight Nights are back. I guess maybe they dropped like 4 of the fights that were going to be on it, so I'm not sure how back it really is. But I didn't watch it because I had better things to do. Sorry, Oscar. But the top 2 fights, Jose Sanchez and Eric Ruiz. Sanchez gets the UD. Joshua Garcia split decision over Duel Olguin. Fun. If you want to see the rest, go to the website. I have it all listed there. Really quickly, on April 6th, at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, Popeye Rivera. Wait, why did I not take down how he won? He did win. His previous opponent pulled out. He was like 23-0, and now this fucking guy comes in with 11, 11, and 1. You cannot make that up. But yeah, Popeye obviously pulled out the win pretty handily with the late replacement. That happened within a few days. This Devon Lee came in on a few days' notice, so I guess props there. UD? Popeye, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Not good. do better next time. And I think they let Devon come in overweight. It was supposed to be light heavyweight, but they let him come in heavy. Understandable. So
I mean, like 3 days notice.
exactly. So enough of that. On to something else that was really unsettling to see. From the bottom up, Matchroom in Vegas. From the bottom up, Sky Nicholson wins her first title against Sarah Mahfoud, unanimous decision. Mark Castro. I'm not sure how Elon Musk did. Did he do okay against Abraham Montoya? Got a UD, but...
I mean, it was fine. He looked like he always does. Mediocre.
Okay. I'm sure there were some fun tweets after that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember anything in particular about the fight, so...
So,
Same. Yeah, I watched this and have no recollection of it.
Yeah, he looked like Elon Musk boxing nobodies.
so your favorite, Shanada, your boy here, Galal Yafai.
Yeah,
Gets
love
a
him.
stoppage in 8 over Agustin Gauto.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're a 32-year-old prospect. You're doing real hot, real well. Diego
They're on
Pacheco.
division for that. He needs to move up.
I've
he
seen him in
just
person.
stopped.
He's a very small guy.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be a 32-year-old prospect, you got to be a heavyweight.
Fair. I just don't like any of the Yafais. I think the older one is done though, so that's something.
Well, after getting knocked out cold in the first round,
Like 3 times in a row.
yes, it might be time to walk away.
Yeah.
But I think that might be an example of the sport retiring you and not walking away on your own.
Yeah.
All right, Diego Pacheco, UD over Sean McCalman. Was
I
Diego
thought Pacheco looked good.
like his usual self, right? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
stoppages
was
are
happy.
not coming as much anymore as the competition gets a little better each time, so it's fine. But I think he's coming into himself.
Yeah, I still think he looks good though. He's
Yeah.
not one of those guys that I'm like, oh, as soon as you stepped up, you suck. Like,
Like maybe the main event. Maybe.
maybe.
Diego Pacheco, if you're not watching, you should be. All right, main event, Richardson Hitchens. Fucking
Oh, my
loses
fuck.
to Gustavo Lemos.
Yeah.
Loses. He lost.
This one was tough. Like, this is one of the most sickening robberies I've ever seen in the sport. Like, Lemos beat the hell out of this dude. Like, it was not close. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This was like, upsetting to watch
Yeah.
because of like
It was
how
not close
clear
at
of a
all.
robbery it was.
They stole my fucking money. They owe me money and they owe Romeo money. This is fucked.
You guys bet against Hitchens?
Yeah. Not very much, but
Excellent.
I did
This is
not
wonderful. That's-
both of us. I think he put like actual money on it, like $20. I only put $5, but still,
a pizza and a coffee.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want my money back. He was
Clinton's
paying
does it
6-1. And
Yeah,
what was the one card, like 118 or something?
The what?
The one judge's card on this was
Oh
completely
yeah,
fucked.
one of them was like 10-2 or 9-3. Like it was like
It was 9-3.
for Clinton. It was
Tim
9-3. Yeah, it was nuts.
Cheatham.
Jim Cheatham. Well, he's aptly named, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
I call him the cheat pig because his name
I
is
was-
Cheat Ham.
was thinking of this. Well, like in the immediate aftermath, the thing I was thinking about too is like you kind of see this was like a really good case study in exactly how boxing is crooked, like the exact mechanisms of it. Because you see that judge, who's obviously like, come on, like nobody thinks that guy's like, just a guy with weird opinions. Like we all see what's going on there, right?
Exactly.
And then
Well,
you
and
see all the, when you
he's
see it-
famous for it too.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
paid off often.
If you
Right,
see his
right.
name, you know what's about to happen.
But like the closer you look at the fight, the more of that shit there is. Like it's not just that. That's the obvious one that everyone hates. Is like, oh, they're like, just straight up bribing judges or whatever. But like every step of the way, you see it. Like, you see it in the fact that the ref that they chose for that fight would just so happens to be a guy who never is going to call you for holding, right? Like, you think that that's a mistake, that the A side is a guy whose nickname on the internet is literally Clinchins, and they find this ref who's like incredibly forgiving to guys for being in the clinch? Like, Hitchens didn't even get a warning, and there was rounds of that fight where he was clearly hurt and hanging on for dear life, and just nothing, like not even a warning. And it's like, that's not an accident.
No,
Like,
definitely
that's
not.
just another way of putting the thumb on the scale, right?
Yeah,
Well, and they gave Lemos a warning for something. It wasn't clinching, but
For
something.
existing?
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Like pushing
yeah.
down the hand or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like to give a
Just-
more broad appeal or broader understood example is Floyd Mayweather always had Kenny Bayless, who he did call clinching, but he didn't do. He was a little bit more lenient. But this is just taking that to an extreme. This Raul Kaiz guy, it was completely absurd. Yeah, it's definitely not at all but an accident. They didn't just happen to get him for this fight.
Yeah, there's just so many little ways that the B side always gets fucked, and it's just like, I don't know, it makes it hard to watch sometimes.
Yes, we do get fucked quite often. Thank you for acknowledging that. It's unfortunate
anyways,
because
my man Lemos was robbed. That
Absolutely.
was crazy.
something I've
He
noticed.
deserves another American fight.
Yeah, he looked good. Like, that guy should have been the winner. He should be a guy who gets to fight and make a bunch more money now. And it's like, well, no, sorry.
It's
Back.
something I'm noticing is that a lot of people are seeing that, yes, boxing is doing really well this year. It has, absolutely. It's like a continuation of 23. But as the fights are getting more awesome, we're also getting more blatant corruption. Just clear as day, out in the open, like they're not even pretending.
Yeah, you think so, eh? Like, I was wondering about that, because like, I've only been watching boxing since probably 2016, and like, I can't tell if over that 8 years it's gotten worse, or if I'm more of a sicko, you know? Like, I just watch more of it. So
You
I
see
can
more
it
of it.
often.
That's, yeah.
It's probably.
I honestly
both.
don't know. Like, I don't know if it's gotten worse since 8 years ago.
I think it's definitely gotten worse on that mediocre tier. Like the prospects or the people they want to push, they are robbing people so badly to make sure that their up and comer stays up and coming. Like Hitchens. I don't even know why they're pushing him so much.
I don't either.
It's so
He's
funny
not
'cause-
that good. He's not exciting. Like, fucking let the no-name... Where's Lemos from? He was from, like, Argentina. Or somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let the no-name South American have the big upset and get people fucking excited about boxing. Instead, you rob them and have us pissed off. And I mean, I'm still gonna watch the next Matchroom fight, but
Someone who isn't as invested as you, though, sees this like, oh, of course, typical boxing, standard, no need to watch anymore because it's always fixed.
Right.
yeah, exactly. It's bad for the game.
Yep.
It's such a funny guy to do it for, too. Like, a guy who, like, nobody likes watching fight, you know? Like, just a guy who has a dog shit ugly style. And it's like, why is this the guy worth doing just, like, flagrant corruption for?
Yeah, I don't get it. Pick somebody better.
Really, give Lemos the decision. Sign options on him. If you win, if he beats your guy, you have like options on his next 2 fights. There you go.
Sure, yeah. Weren't they literally doing that for guys on this card? Like, there was some pageantry where, like, guys who were winning some of the undercard fights were, like, signing something in the ring.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. Top Rank used to do that a lot.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Matchroom does like to do the soap opera style, like
He's fighting
in
for
the
his
ring
future.
signing. Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
Right,
Matchroom is
okay.
super big on that. It's also weird that Matchroom fucked the Hispanic guy because they love bringing up no-name Mexicans. I
Yeah.
guess he's not Mexican, but still.
No, it's the wrong type of Mexican. They're all the same,
That's
Shanada.
true.
Come on.
Wrong type of Mexican.
Yep. I think Top Rank stopped doing it. If you remember the name Ray Beltran, they used to do fighting for his green card. That's what they were doing to him.
Whoa.
Yeah, they stopped doing it
Oh
after that.
yeah, I do remember that.
They stopped talking about
That-
it at least.
That's going a little far.
Exactly. That's pretty rough. A contract is fine, but
Well, and everybody knows the contract gets you at least a visa.
exactly. You're fighting for your citizenship, Ray.
Oh, that's tough.
It is.
Anyways, yeah, fuck this card. Fuck boxing.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
I say
Fuck
fuck
De La Hoya.
I say fuck boxing every week, and yet here I am.
Yep.
Every
same.
week.
Every week. Yeah, man, I look at his face and I really want to hit you, Richardson. This was stop it. Stop.
So bad.
Boxing. All right, before I get myself more upset, moving on to Matchroom again, but this time the next week, April 13th in Manchester. Oh man, you both only really recall the main event, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I didn't really watch anything else.
All right, so just
Be
a few
honest.
on the way up. Cameron Vaughn stops Jordan Flynn in 6. Rhiannon Dixon decision over Karen Carbajal. Ellie Scottney UD over Segoline Lefebvre, excuse me. And Zelfa Barrett.
Scottney's pretty good. Like, if anybody's looking for women boxers to follow, I like Ellie Scottney.
Excellent. That was a 2-belt. Were they unifying or did
Yeah, well, they each had one. And
Okay.
It was unification.
excellent. Good for Scottney. Zelfa Barrett stops Jordan Gill in 10.
Yup.
I was so sad.
Did you lose a
I
copy
love
on this one
Jordan
too?
Gill. No, I don't think I didn't bet on this one. But I really like Jordan Gill. Like, he's got so much heart, and he just not quite good enough sometimes.
Yeah, not sure Gil has the power for the style he's trying to pull off.
He gets those like last second knockouts every once in a while, and I think it went to his head a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because he was clearly winning this fight. Like, Gil was up in a lot of rounds. So it's like, definitely the pressure fighter, landing a lot more volume. But you could tell even kind of by the middle of the fight that Barrett had way, way more power and was getting, like, just doing more damage. Like, Gil was visibly reacting to a lot of his shots, and Barrett didn't seem to care much about most of what was coming back. So it did for a while feel like it wasn't going to be enough, though. Like, that Barrett just also didn't quite have the power and that Gil could survive and win on points. But yeah, he did get there.
Those body shots were gross. Like, they looked so hard.
Yeah, he was landing a bunch of stuff that sounded crazy. Like, just from the ring audio, you could tell he was landing big shots.
And to Gil's credit, he stood up twice from hellacious liver shots. Like, it looked awful.
Twice?
The second one
Twice.
was like a crazy shovel hook down the middle. Like, that looked tough.
Yeah. Yeah, he got knocked down with just a textbook left hook liver shot, and I was like, it's done. And he stood up, and
Yeah.
like a minute later, he got the one like straight up the pipe, and he stood up again. And then Barrett kind of swarmed him, and the ref stopped it. But you got to give Gil credit. He stood up twice when I thought it was impossible.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it. Gil seems like a good enough fighter. He didn't seem like a quitter or anything, and people were mad about the stoppage, but I don't really know why. It did seem like somewhat of a foregone conclusion. He was pretty clearly hurt.
Yeah. Gil didn't seem mad about the stoppage.
True, yeah, which is usually a good like bellwether, Like, if the fire ain't
Absolutely.
mad about it, like, you shouldn't be either.
Do they look relieved or do they look upset?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to tell. But yeah, thanks, Gil. I hope he continues to be put on, even if it's just like in the UK. If he's just like a Brit level fighter or a Euro level fighter, that's fine.
For sure, he's got a fun style, and like, You know, he's good. He's good enough to like not feel silly to have like hot prospects fighting him. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Going from hot prospects to hot garbage in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh man.
Oh my
Wait,
god,
no,
this
no,
was so bad.
Hold on. There was an extremely hot prospect on this card.
Absolutely.
Abdullah Mason,
Yeah, of course.
looked incredible.
Of course. That was like a fucking diamond in a pile of shit.
100%. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just breeze through these real quick. Ali Fali's debuts, gets a stoppage in 1 over Anthony Woodson. These were heavyweights. John Rincon, majority decision over Yaniel Alvarez. I'm going with that one. It's easier. Ruben Villa, UD over Christian Cruz. Alejandro Guerrero over Jalen Walker. There's a UFC guy named Jalen Walker. That's weird. Synchronicities.
Oh yeah, this was the upset. Jalen Walker was the prospect.
Yeah,
man.
he's the house fighter.
Yeah.
Stopped in 7.
Nice.
Robson,
Love to see it.
Robson Conceição gets a stoppage in 7. Relegated to the 8-round level. My man Robson over Jose Ivan Guardado Ortiz.
Yeah, it was strange that he was fighting this rando 8-rounder, but he looked good, and the guy didn't look like a total cab driver or anything. It was like a fairly the guy passed the eye test, and Conceição looked, fairly impressive.
15-1-1 he came in with, so yeah, he wasn't a scrub.
Yeah,
I think
It was a decently entertaining fight.
It was.
I enjoyed this one.
yeah,
Definitely.
100%.
I think this was like a get back for Robson, coming off a couple of hard losses, losing all his title shots, and it's like, man, do I what did Oscar Valdez ask his dad? Like, can I still do this? I think this was for Robson's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for him. He seems like a good guy, so I'm happy for him.
Yeah, it is weird that they didn't just make it a 10-rounder for the optics of it. Like, it's a strange choice because the guy's like a credible opponent, 15-1-1. He's not some fresh rookie or some cab driver. Like, these guys are both presumably capable of doing 10 rounds. Why not just do it to make it not look weird?
Yeah, putting Robson down to 8 rounds is strange.
Especially when he ends up getting the knockout in 7 anyways, right? So, like, they could have said it was a 10-rounder. Exactly the same thing would have transpired. It would have looked a lot less sort of, I don't know, like a consolation prize.
Yeah.
You know who's not going to be getting any consolation prizes? Abdullah Mason. This fellow is... what words can I use to sing his praises? He's very exceptional. This is quite a good find that Top Rank picked him up, just plucked him out of Cleveland.
Fucking Cleveland.
And they just started throwing him in. Like, here you go. Show me what you got, Mason. And goodness gracious. Stops Ron in 4.
Ron, yeah, he looked very good. I like that he's fighting. I feel like we just saw him like a month or 2 ago, right? Like, he's fighting a lot. And he's just destroying guys. Cool to see. Seems like he's going to be real good.
It's either 23 or 22. He fought 5 times just because he was finishing everything so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're not getting hurt, stay busy, right?
And he's most definitely not getting hurt.
He's barely getting touched by
Exactly. They can't. Nobody can keep up with him. Like, this man, he's special. I don't want to find a ceiling for him. Because this is my version of the way that everyone was going off about Lomachenko. This is it for me. This is what I'm feeling. Abdullah Mason. This is my guy right here.
Yeah, so he had 2 months, 5 days off since his last fight, which was a 2nd-round knockout. And then the one before that was about 2.5 months, and it was also a 2nd-round knockout. So
Nice.
He's been fighting a lot and getting him out of there early. And, like the guy he fought last time was 8-0. Like, he's not picking guys who are totally washed up or anything.
Yeah, 14-5 is not terrible, but when you're stepping up to 8 rounds, this is a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, and he's been in there with the real guys too. That Ronald Ron, he fought Hector Luis Garcia.
Nice.
He's like, that's a real fighter.
Okay, now that the good stuff is over, into the pit of despair. F.A. Ajagba, split decision over Guido Vianello. Jogba almost died at least once.
Yeah. If Guido hadn't tripped over his own fucking feet, he'd have had him out. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
He straight up tripped and fell into him while he was trying to finish him on the ropes.
Yeah, almost pushed him over the top.
I thought he was trying to tackle him. I didn't understand what I was looking at first.
Totally. It looked like he just bull rushed him, and then on the replay you could see he tripped over his own foot.
Yeah, I didn't notice until you told me in the chat, but fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, really good. Jogba just seems like one of those dudes who people thought was going to be an elite level guy, and now probably isn't. I think that's fine. That happens, you know. Like he'll probably be a good gatekeeper if he decides to stick around. But yeah, I just don't see anything special there, you know.
On his come up, he was being touted as Deontay Wilder 2.0. So he had that
he's
killer
getting
power.
a lot of knockouts.
Yeah.
Big hype train for sure. And like, you know, sometimes they pan out and sometimes they don't.
Sometimes Frank Sanchez makes you look like a fucking goober, and what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Some guy named Guido rocks your shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe that that's his actual name.
Would that be like?
I have to explore. Distance of a kind.
This fight was at least kind of entertaining. Like, they were throwing punches and stuff.
For sure. Yeah, this fight was perfectly fine. It was like underwhelming in terms of like the quality of the performance, but you know, like it was fun.
Yeah.
I was promised a dead body, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I thought F.A. Jogba was supposed to just one hitter on Guido, and that was it. That would be the end of it.
You sound like my dad now, Leo.
Yeah, he texted me before this. He wanted me to say that. He didn't actually text me. All right. Jared Anderson. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I tuned out like round 4, maybe.
It was fucking awful.
It was really bad. Really hard to watch. And what's unfortunate is that at the same time on the UFC card was motherfucking fireworks. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll get to that one in a second, but it was the Gaethje Holloway fight. Holy shit. I
did watch the rest of the Jared Anderson fight because I was on a phone call with my family. We were having boxing night, and it was fucking terrible. Everything about it was terrible. I think in what was it, 10 rounds? In round 10, I think they threw like 6 punches. Nobody was trying to end it at all. It was just garbage, top to bottom. Low heavyweights who didn't want to throw any punches.
It was definitely more the B-side's fault. Anderson looked mid, but the other guy really did not show up to even try and win a fight. Like, he wasn't even throwing punches at the beginning of the fight. He just seemed like he was sort of in there to cash a check and maybe hopefully not get too much CTE. And
he didn't, because Anderson didn't land shit either.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it was a good test in some respect, I guess, because it means Anderson just doesn't really have the juice to get a guy out of there when he's trying to survive, which is a good thing to know about a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked mid, and the other guy looked like he shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
Maybe, well, never mind. He didn't cut down because Riyad Merhy unironically competes as a bridgerweight. He legitimately does. Yeah,
right.
That should have been really telling.
The strange thing is, like, they were talking up the height discrepancy a lot in the preamble, and there didn't look like there was that much of one in the ring. Like, they were maybe a couple inches apart.
Maybe he does that to have people underestimate him. Riyadh, I mean.
Like, they're both lying, but in opposite directions.
Yeah. But there was that picture of Jared standing next to Tyson Fury, and they didn't look too far apart. Like,
well, but also, who the fuck knows how tall Tyson Fury is? Like, speaking of people who are obviously lying.
Yeah, Fury overstates his height constantly.
He's 6'9". There's no fucking way.
No fucking way.
Well,
I
Deontay
know
Wilder's
somebody
6'7", and he was.
Is he?
Yeah, he was pretty tall.
Yeah, is he?
Oh, I guess if we're all.
This is the thing. I think almost everyone's lying, so it's
Yeah.
really hard to tell. Like you rarely see in the ring that it looks the same as the stats tell you it is, and this fight was like a pretty glaring example of that.
Tyson Fury says he's 6'9", so he could say nice. That's about it.
Yeah, right.
Probably. That's very on brand for Fury.
Nice.
Jared Anderson, I'm sorry, buddy. I tried to make a case for you last time. I won't be doing that again.
Not if he's gonna be that boring.
Right. They kept talking about him like he's the heavyweight Lomachenko.
What did he? How big was he? Like, did he just not expect to have to go that long and totally gas? Like, was he just at the wrong weight? Like, what's the?
No, he looked like he's the same size as he always is.
Yeah.
Like,
he was a little bigger, but yeah, no, he was 251, and the fights before that he was about 240. So like he was a little bit bigger, but not enough that it should make that much of a difference. And
Yeah.
he's been up to 247 before, like middle of last year. So
Was
yeah, I
that the
don't
Charles Martin fight?
know. Charles Martin? No, he was 243 for that one. It was George Arias. He was 247. That's the heaviest he's come in before now, pretty much. So yeah, he was a little chunky, I guess, but I don't know. That's not really an excuse.
No, definitely
At
not.
heavyweight, I don't think 5 or 10 pounds makes any difference.
Not a lot, no. I mean, I guess it does if you're Usyk, but for,
Oh,
for most
for
of you,
him.
no.
18. He came into this number 12. And now he's 18. He
Good.
won and went down. Excellent. This is fantastic.
That is how it should be after that fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, the system works.
sometimes.
Not very often.
Okay, you guys want to do your hug box segment so I can go get a drink?
Okay. All right, moving on to what was actually enjoyable that evening. UFC 300. I'm not going to really go through all of these, just to talk through a couple of ones that you did see, Shanada, because Drip was supposed to be here, but he's not. So really...
Yeah, well, and you can probably record with Drip and cut it in later, and it would be better.
Well, yeah, we'll probably talk about it on the proper Ultimate Casual.
Mm.
So, you caught Holloway and Gaethje?
Yeah, I caught the last 3. I didn't even know Holly Holmes was still fighting, to be honest. She must be getting old.
She's in her 40s.
Yeah, okay.
A few, like 2 years ago, maybe? 2 years tops, she signed like a 7-fight extension, which is pretty
Jeez.
strange for her age. But there was a lot of cool fights, a lot of good knockouts on this one. Holy shit balls, Holloway Gaethje, that was unbelievable.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
The Holloway has done this before, right? The let's stand in the middle and
Yeah.
bang for the last 10 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, he does
I have
that a lot.
decided I like Holloway. He seems fun.
Yeah, he's one of the few people that I've observed, well, just in my short time watching, that you could put him in an 8-10 round boxing match and he would not, maybe not necessarily win, but he would be successful. Like, he wouldn't be lost.
Yeah,
He would be
he
fine.
does look like he trains a little bit of boxing.
Yeah, the other guy, the champion at his current division, which is featherweight, Ilya Topuria, is another one of those types. Like, it's really clear by how he stands and where his hands are. He trains for boxing too. That's what his hands do, I guess, in a manner of speaking. But this was at lightweight, so
the ending of that fight was fucking awesome. The just stand in the middle and throw punches with the turn off his brain knockout. If UFC was always like this, I would watch UFC.
I think,
but it's not.
It's a joke in the combat sports viewership that, like, a lot of people who's particularly boxing fans, and they watch UFC and say, well, if they didn't have the grappling, I'd love it. That's what Muay Thai is.
Yeah, I do watch the kickboxing sometimes.
And kickboxing, yeah, kickboxing and Muay Thai are there. Take away the grappling, and you got the same
Yeah.
shit.
My only problem with Muay Thai is the elbows cut so bad that it's kind of gross.
Yeah, kickboxing does. They don't use elbows there.
Yeah. I watch. Is it one?
Yeah, ONE FC.
I think. Yeah. Sometimes I watch that, but it's hard to actually follow it. It's not on TV very much.
Yeah, that's always been my problem with it. Is like I like that stuff in theory, but trying to follow it compared to following the UFC when you live in North America is crazy. Like it's kind of inevitable.
No, I manage it pretty well, but I'm also a degenerate, so.
So you put a lot more effort in than I do.
The ONE FC website, they stream their own stuff for free, so.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they stopped doing YouTube, and they just
You got to start posting that in the channel. I would actually watch that stuff more if it was readily available to me. I just never know when it's on. Like I'm not following it the same way I follow boxing, you know?
Yeah, I have an MMA calendar on the site too.
Nice.
That has one events, PFL, if that's your thing.
Wait, isn't it one that does the one that does like weird mixed format cards where some of the fights are MMA and then some of them are?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's I've seen like maybe one of those.
Might be one fight night in Tokyo soon. Maybe I should go. I've never been.
I know
to...
there's a one event in Japan coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, they do. Their last pay-per-view, they had MMA heavyweights. Just one. What I like about ONE FC compared to UFC is they do have a card system that's very similar to football/soccer. They'll yellow card you, then they card you again, and then after that you get disqualified. And that happened to a heavyweight recently because he was getting his ass kicked, and so he was being a little pansy and not wanting to fight.
So they'll card you for running away?
Yeah, if you're moving backwards too much, they will card you. And if you get a yellow card, you lose 10% of your purse. If you get another one, you lose 10% more. And then after that, you get DQ'd, and I'm not sure if you get paid after that.
Huh.
So that's good.
That sounds like a good system, though. Better than the boxing, you get somewhere between 1 and 15 warnings.
It's usually between 1 and 0. How many you get?
Well, it depends who you are. I can't remember who it was, but the A side got like 6 warnings in a fight a little while ago.
I think they'll do it. They'll do it a bunch of times as long as it's for different stuff. So they'll like they'll quibble with something and then they'll find something else and they can kind of spread them out. I think it's how they sort of get around the actual.
Well, it's what we were talking about before, right? The A side, the ref is helping. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So they can get away with giving them multiple warnings if they say it's for something else, and then not actually take a point away.
You got a warning for holding his right arm. So don't do that again.
So now I'll give you a warning for clinching.
Here's a warning for clinching, and here's a warning for left arm.
Right.
Don't push his head down. Yeah.
It's definitely.
Yep.
So the carding system I think is pretty fun, and the one that I saw do it was Herb Dean, and he's usually pretty even keel. He's not, he's not like Jack Reese, who wants to see someone die.
All right. Well, speaking of novelty formats,
actually, that's a good segue. Yeah. Overtime. This is on Friday, April 19th, in Atlanta. So that's pretty cool. Atlanta has good fight crowds, just from the tank fights and stuff that I've seen. But overtime. So if you don't know overtime, it's a standard boxing format. And at the end of the fight, if it's close, they have them keep their gloves on. And if it's a draw, sudden death, they do an extra round.
Extra rounds. I've seen this once. Yeah, wow. That's so funny.
They're doing...
Is it open scoring then?
I think they announce it at the end like normal, but they tell them to keep their gloves on just in case.
I see. Okay. That's hilarious.
All right.
It would be better if it was open scoring so you knew when you were like headed towards the draw.
Oh yeah, you know you're up, so just cruise and you'll get it.
Yeah. Like, whether you're gonna have to pace yourself for overtime if it's looking tight. Like, it would actually be a meaningfully different format that way.
I haven't seen an overtime card, so I can't say if that's what they do. I've only seen
No,
highlights of them.
They don't have open scoring.
No,
And they let them take their gloves off if it's like clearly somebody lost.
Oh yeah, well, of course.
Right.
So that's I think it's fun. I had talked about this in the original iteration of the show with RGF. He wasn't too keen on the idea.
I like it. I think
do
it's
too.
fun.
It's helpful because like draws are anticlimactic. They really do take the air out of the room.
It also engineers the scenario that everyone hopes to have happen at the end of a 12-rounder fight, which is where the guys just beat the shit out of each other for like a minute straight.
Yeah.
If it's a single sudden death round, like, you're basically, engineering in a lab a circumstance in which guys are going to do that. So why not?
So
Yeah, and I think right now Overtime is having like an actual tournament with brackets coming to final fight.
oh, I don't know.
Follow them on Instagram. It's kind of fun.
Wait, like how WBSS was, or like
That's
a
what I was-
martial arts tournament where it's like multiple fights in a day?
It's a WBSS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
no,
So
they're
it's
not
like
all
a
at once.
gradual. Okay.
Yeah.
That I'm not certain how I feel about bracket tournaments anymore, because before WBSS that was always a thing. The only comparable situation we had was the Super 6 with the super middleweights, and Andre Ward ended up winning. And after that, everyone would talk about like we should have something like the Super 6 more often. And then WBSS came along. Usyk cleans out cruiserweight, and it was really hot for that short period of time, and then nobody cared.
No, there was two good ones. The cruiserweight one that Usyk cleaned out was good, and then Inoue cleaned out the bantamweight one, and that one was
cleaned
great.
out bantamweight. Yes.
After that, but they kind of there was some fuckery where there was a bunch of fights that either got postponed or didn't happen, and there was like salary shenanigans going on, and I don't know, but it was cool. That didn't sour me on the bracket format, because when they actually got the business part of it right, and the guys actually fought each other, both of those first two WBSSs were cool.
Yeah. Usyk was the first, like season 1 or whatever. It was cruisers and super middles. And I think George Groves won the super middleweight.
Oh yeah.
And then the second one was bantam, which that was a good one. It's like the weights
The
where
bantam one was awesome.
the
That
weight
was awesome. Inoue got some posterizing knockouts. Like, that was, I think, the beginning of that, or maybe one fight before that, is when I discovered Inoue. So I got to watch that whole run of like crazy posterizing knockouts in the bracket. So that's mostly the reason I have fond memories of WBSS, I think. But yeah, that shit rocked.
Well, and the storyline of Old Man Donaire coming in and being the like dark horse to make the finals, it was great.
Totally.
I think maybe it's just because like nobody cared about cruiserweight before. Then you get the bracket, and all of the champions have to fight each other, and all of the dangerous contenders are in it as well. And so that's fantastic. But then after that, like the division's quote unquote cleaned out, and there's nobody left.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to go back to a division that had one recently. And I think it's hard to do in divisions with a lot of guys who are making a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely.
Because those are the fights that are hard to make against each other. They're not going to commit to the whole bracket because of contract shenanigans. Like, it's just, it's better in, like what you're saying about cruiserweight. It's like people didn't give a shit that much. That's true of bantamweight to a large extent too.
Absolutely.
I think. Like, people discovered that division through the WBSS. The bracket works better for that.
Yes.
Or it's a division where nobody's making that much money, and the division just like isn't a super hot one.
Because cruiserweight had another bracket in the second series with the 118 and 140. They had another one, and Briedis was in it again. I think Dorticos was in it again. Yeah, it was, but not a lot of a lot of the same guys that were in the first one did not go into the second one.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. I guess they wanted a knockout prone division.
Right. Sure.
For the casuals.
Yeah.
I don't why people like knockouts so much. I mean, they're fun, but the little guys throwing 3,000 punches is more fun.
I mean, it's really a porque no las dos question when you've got a guy like Inoue too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can get a guy who throws crazy like 1,000 punches a fight and still just absolutely obliterates guys. I would bet if you looked at the stats for that WBSS season, the knockout percentage in the 115 was not very far off the one in the cruisers, because Inoue was clearing that whole bracket out.
Well, and Donaire got a couple as well, didn't he?
True. Yeah, I'm sure he did.
That's quite a run. All right, so there's overtime. There's all the novelty talk. Nathaniel Lugo making his pro debut against Robert Lartigue. These are super middles. David Lopez versus Anthony Mora, super lightweights. Avius Griffin.
I wonder if he's related to Sergio Mora. No?
Maybe fighting family. Avius Griffin, Ricardo Salas Rodriguez, welterweights, and Kurt Scooby versus Dakota Linger, super lights. Yeah, I don't. Kurt Scooby's the only one I really care about. So, sorry, Dakota.
Avius is a weird name.
Avius. Does
I've
it have
never
to do
seen
with
that
birds? You think, or flight?
Avian does, yeah.
A
Wait, his
flying
last name's
griffin?
Griffin.
A flying griffin.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess that's cool. I was just assuming it was people being weird.
Avius Griffin kind of sounds like one of those names from that old like East-West football. You know what I'm talking about, with all the fake names in it. It's like a Key and Peele thing.
Yeah,
or
the
something.
Key and Peele sketches. Absolutely. Avius Griffin.
Avius Griffin.
Texas
I thought
Christian.
it sounded like Harry Potter name.
It could be that too. Hogwarts versus some other school. Really quickly, on the 20th, April 20th. Nice. Yeah, that's the date. 360 Promotions at the Commerce Casino in California. I'm not reading all of these. Kane Sandoval versus Angel Reboyar is the main event. The rest of the stuff is on the website if you want to see. Have fun with that. There's our limits. How grimy I let myself get on a weekend.
Yeah, I've never heard any of these guys.
Yeah.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know you're not exactly a big show and you're scheduling yourself on the same night as Haney Garcia.
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing. Top rank in UFC 300. Like, it's like I'm sure, like everybody else, everyone else stayed out of the lane. Like, we're not doing any cards tonight because we're not going to beat UFC 300. Doesn't matter if our shit is free or not. No. But Top Rank, Bob Arum's like, his dementia-addled brain decided to go for it anyway.
Yep.
I mean, maybe he's trying to hide how dog shit Anderson's looking.
That's what I was just thinking. Is maybe it was a good move
hiding
after
in
all, 'cause
plain
nobody
sight.
Nobody had to watch this fucking guy.
It's better than who was it? Did the no judges, no audience fight?
Dillian White versus Christian Hammer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was fun. I still haven't heard anything more about that, about what the whole situation was and why. But in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Matchroom, Golden Boy cross promo to put on Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. So I don't know or care about any of the other fights besides these two. Beck the Bully, Bektamir Melakuziev versus Pierre Debombe, super middleweights. Arnold Barbosa versus Sean McComb, super lightweights. And when I say care, that's a loosely used term for Arnold Barbosa. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia for the WBC super lightweight title. What are the chances the winner of Barbosa McComb is going to be set up for the winner of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, which is Devin Haney?
Oof. Really?
I hope not. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
Yeah, who cares?
All right, cool. Good. Yeah. If Ryan Garcia and Arnold Barbosa it's going to happen. Jose Ramirez as well. They're both recent signings to Golden Boy.
That seems fine, I guess. Let the loser of that fight one of these guys.
Yeah.
That we can all just not watch it. That seems fine.
Yeah. Or Ryan Garcia could just go to the mental ward and never fight again. That would be cool.
He does seem like he's in bad shape. I do not have high hopes for him in this fight. I don't like either of these guys, so I don't really have a strong rooting interest, but it does look like Ryan is going to be way too much of a mess to have had a good camp.
Yeah, he just put something up on Instagram while we were recording about World War III starting.
Nice.
That's cool.
Thanks, Ryan. Very cool.
Yeah. I really do think somebody needs to like step in and save him from himself soon.
I mean, I don't even know how much trouble he can be even getting into right now because he's supposedly in camp. Like, I think
Have you
he's
seen
like
all the
this now.
stupid girl posts he's been putting up lately?
Oh yeah.
He falls in love every other day.
I saw the video everyone kept posting in the chat of his Spanish teacher.
No.
Yeah, dude's losing it. There's no way he's getting a good camp. Haney, despite being the most boring fighter alive, does seem to have actual discipline and is probably doing a pretty good camp. So, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for Ryan here.
I honestly don't care who wins this one. I mean, I also think it's going to be Haney, but that is not exciting. Even though Garcia is going to lose again, they're going to give him more fights. So.
I guess the question is like, who is the actual good fight for whoever wins this? Because it's not Arnold Barboza. Like, who would you even want to see?
So Devin Haney's the WBC champ. Teofimo's WBO. Pitbull Cruz is WBA, and Subriel Matias is IBF.
Right.
I kind of want to watch Matias just beat the fuck out of whoever wins.
Oh my lord.
That's like my hope for the division for sure. I really hope Matias is actually that dude because his style is great. Like, he's such a fun fighter to watch. I just can't tell yet if he's actually like a real deal top guy, you know?
Seems to have
he's
the
fucking
makings.
Scary.
Yeah, he's a frightening person.
For sure, yeah. And his fights are always awesome to watch. That last fight he had, he just beat the hell out of that guy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's if he has the sort of effortless power that will get Devin Haney out of there, you know? Like, if there's anything Devin Haney's good at, it's running away. So
right, that's what I was actually gonna ask. Subriel Matias is not going to care about anything Devin Haney throws at him, so he's going to continue walking forward. But Devin Haney is also very athletic, so
yeah, he's really good at that sort of thing. So
he has strong
I don't know
stamina too. He can continue doing it for 12 rounds.
I almost prefer Cruz because that dude's not gonna stop throwing. Which, like, I don't know. I think if we're gonna generalize, that's usually the cure for a guy who loves being evasive and running away is just throw more volume than he can keep up with. And Cruz seems like a guy who can do that.
Yeah.
I would also like to just see Devin Haney go away, so I don't care who beats him as long as somebody beats him. But I think Matias would hurt him bad. He's only got to catch him once, and he'd be done. Cruz has got to catch him a lot of times. Like, I don't think Pitbull can knock him out with 2 or 3 punches.
I just realized something. In the U.S., it's currently Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay. Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia.
Oh, the mental health cup?
The mental health cup, the mental health title. Who is more of a fucking train wreck?
Garcia is more of a train wreck, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely true. A good fight though, and I think Teo probably wins that.
It's still an entertaining fight to have.
Yeah.
How many fights in a row can Garcia lose before they stop giving him fights?
Ooh, that's maybe one more, I think. Like, if he loses this one and then he loses to somebody like Teo, I think he is basically cooked.
If he loses to another top level guy, they're not going to put him in with anymore. He'll probably be at the kind of like the highest level gatekeeper for a while.
But I don't see him doing that.
Not wanting to?
No, I don't either.
I don't see him sticking around. Like, if he's not getting the big money fights, he'll just go do Instagram bullshit or whatever, you know? Like, he's not going to stick around. He doesn't have that, like, love of the game to stick around and be, like, a B-level guy for the next decade.
Well,
yeah, I would like him to just go away.
Yeah. I have a theory about what Ryan Garcia is doing. I mentioned previously, and what I think what's happening is he's doing paid sponsorships for OnlyFans chicks. Like, they pay him however much money, and he promotes them for like 2 or 3 days as his new love, the new love of his life.
Like, you think the Spanish teacher is just like a girl who's like trying to like get on his Instagram to make some money?
Get some followers.
Yeah.
It probably works.
It probably does.
It is very funny that in that video he's like trying to make it sound like she hit his DMs, and she like deliberately corrects him and is like, no, actually, you reached out to me.
Nice.
That's such a petty thing to do, like in the middle of a dude's live stream.
Well, that's good. I'm glad she did that.
Yeah, give her get the
she
bag
really
off this
did not
broad.
look interested.
Right. Like, I'm not money grubbing. This fucking clown is talking to me. I didn't start this. So Devin Haney is 99.9 infinity gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that. It's like an 80-20 for me. But
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that I think Garcia's always gonna have a puncher's chance. Like,
yeah, that .0001. That's the puncher's chance.
It's a little more than that, I think. And who knows? Maybe he gets some sort of mental illness strength. You know, like
Teofimo with his manic episodes.
Yeah. He just manages to sort of like channel the insanity into some extra pep in there or something. You never know. Okay, anything could happen. It's a bigger than He's got a 10 or 20% chance.
Okay, I could.
Do you think
90-10.
we see the
That's
bullshit Philly shell again?
From Ryan?
Yeah, that was so fucking weird.
I can't imagine. I mean, who knows? Who's he? I haven't been following it. Who's he supposedly got in his camp? Like,
He's at Derek James's camp.
Oh, he's sticking with that. Okay.
I think this is probably going to be his last fight. The few videos I've seen of Ryan doing something, and Derek James looks very bewildered.
Yeah, I mean that has been a consistent thing for Garcia, right? Like, wasn't Robert Garcia saying the same thing about him, that he just kind of fucks around a lot? And
Eddie Reynoso said the same thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the Victorville shell, I think we'll see it again.
The Victorville.
I think we'll see it
bad.
again.
That was bad.
Do you think that Devin Haney can press the issue here? Because like Ryan Garcia, I'm assuming he's going to come in a hot mess. So I'm thinking that Devin Haney could probably push the envelope.
I mean, if he doesn't, he is a very stupid man. Like, he's coming off the back of a real stinker of a fight that everyone hated.
I thought it was awesome, but I'm also a nerd, so I thought it was great.
I think people were ragging on him a little bit for it, and he sort of has a reputation as a boring fighter. Yeah, you're going in there against a guy is kind of a mess in a pretty high-profile fight. Like, if you're not gonna at least, and allegedly he personally dislikes the guy, right? Like, a lot of this, may or may not be this sort of fight hype, but allegedly they don't get along, right? So he has every incentive here to actually try and get him out of there. Like, if he doesn't, he really is just like a world historical coward in the history of boxing.
Yeah, well, and Garcia's not training well. Just go for the body. Garcia has no dog in him anyways. If you get him down, he's going to stay down.
Didn't Tank down him with the body shot?
He did,
yeah.
Allegedly because of an existing injury. But
right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Pre-existing rib injury, was it?
Yeah, he apparently had a cracked rib before the fight, and he kind of, which, like, I don't know. If that's true, you were an idiot for taking that fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. So nothing but the worst for both of these guys. If they could both lose, that'd be awesome. But unfortunately, that seems unlikely.
There's a video of Devin Haney doing a body pad with one of the coaches, and the audio's changed to when the punch lands, it's a squeaky toy. That's
nice.
Just fantastic.
Amazing.
I'm gonna have to repost that because that's too good.
I think even Haney has enough power to make Garcia quit with body shots.
With enough of them, yes, absolutely.
Garcia is the opposite of Jordan Gill. Like, he is just gonna stay the fuck down.
They haven't announced the ref yet, or the judges.
Huh.
I think everybody's still expecting this to be canceled, to be honest.
Really?
Some people sure are, yeah, for sure. I've seen that sentiment expressed that they just don't actually think Garcia's gonna be able to have his shit enough together to even do the thing.
Yeah, to pretend.
I think that's why the undercard's not up on any of the actual websites.
Good lord.
Yeah, I looked on BoxRec actually, and it's not. So
Yeah, it's not on BoxRec.
I don't even know where you got that.
It's not on Matchroom. It's not on Golden Boy. It's
Wait.
It's not even on DAZN. What, like, Shanada sent me an article that it's in the chat here that kind of mentions their names, but it doesn't have it listed like a fight card format.
I see.
No, but this is the only thing I can find too, Leo. Like, I think everybody is expecting this to get canceled still.
Last minute cancellation.
Yeah, and there's no one else on it that's good enough to run as a
Nope.
pay-per-view.
Absolutely not.
It's weird that they're not trying to get, like, they know if this doesn't go down, it's going to be because of one guy, right? Like, it's not like, it's pretty unlikely that a Haney doesn't show up or whatever, right? So why are they not just finding a potential replacement opponent for
They
Haney?
might have a potential replacement that nobody knows about. Like, there might be
Yeah.
somebody in camp for the last 3 weeks to fight
true.
Devin Haney.
I guess we wouldn't know, but yeah, it seems like they'd be crazy not to if they think that that's a reasonable possibility, because like they're not going to want to just cancel the whole card, right?
Right.
Well, and this could all just be me being a conspiracy theorist as well. But it's really weird that
No,
it's only a week away and they don't have the card up.
Nothing is listed anywhere.
That is weird.
I think we talked about this before, Shanada, like all throughout, since we've known about this, like the way that Ryan Garcia is being, like this is not, somebody has to do something for him, because he's not going to do it himself. He needs help, serious help. And although I think the saving grace here is that Devin Haney doesn't have a lot of power, that's not a secret. So Ryan Garcia will get beat up, but it won't be too damaging, hopefully.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, but I think that's the only reason it hasn't already been canceled, is that Haney's not going to actually kill Garcia.
Right.
Like,
A last minute cancellation. Like Brian Mendoza was a last minute call up for the PBC on Prime debut, because Sergey Bohachuk was supposed to fight Fundora, and then Keith Thurman did us all a favor and then
hurt himself.
Yeah, we got Bohachuk versus Mendoza, and Mendoza always says like, "I stay ready so I don't have to get ready."
Yeah, and that was a good fight.
It was.
Like,
Mendoza's clearly staying in shape.
who is that guy at lightweight though, or super lightweight, or whatever we're fighting at?
Sandor Martin.
Oh my
Matthias.
God, Martin versus Haney would be either awesome, technical, or absolute dog shit to watch, and I can't decide.
Gary Antoine Russell, maybe.
Fucking Matthias could be that guy.
He
What's
could
he got?
be. He's booked
got
already.
nothing.
For
But it's
June.
some
Some shitter in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's against Liam Paro. It's that, like, yeah, who cares? Cancel that shit.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, we'll see if it happens. If it happens, it definitely seems like a shoe-in for
Jermaine
the
Ortiz.
most boring fighter alive.
It's not too far removed from his last fight.
Yeah.
I meant Ray Morataya. That's what I meant.
Ray Morataya.
I don't know. I like Sandor Martin. I would be happy to see that one.
Cletus Selden, the Hebrew Hammer.
Yeah.
Call him up. Fucking sign it. Cletus Selden, baby.
The upset. Imagine the
Cletus
upset.
Selden sparks Devin Haney. The Hebrew Hammer strikes again. Oh, I expect if that, just in the unrealistic chance that happens, obviously Cletus Selden is a Jewish man. Devin Haney is very Muslim. There will be some Palestine-Israel chatter. That would not go well. That would not be a good idea.
He's not Israeli though, is he?
No, not as far as I know. No. With a name like Cletus, I hope not.
I think he's just some American guy.
That would be pretty weird.
Well, there you go. That's it. That's all we got for this week. Good times. Beck the Bully should be fun. If it does happen, Beck is a good fighter. He's fun. I don't know who Pierre DeBombe is, but...
The Bomb?
DeBombe?
No, I'm sure you're saying it right, but Pierre the Bomb?
That would be, it'd be great if that was his boxing name though. Pierre the Bomb That'd be pretty good.
I think anybody who does listen to this is not expecting anyone to pronounce the names right. I think it's part of the...
No.
Now it's part of the B-side charm.
Yeah.
I'll say your name wrong.
But yeah,
on purpose.
I like Beck the Bully.
Yeah.
He's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that if Arnold Barboza is really the co-main, which he shouldn't be. That he's recently signed to Golden Boy, so I'm hopeful he's going to try to make a statement with his debut.
Yeah, well, and like he's got some power, but he's not that technical.
No,
so he's
he's not.
exciting. He's there to be hit.
What's the Discord standby? Flatfoot Mexican.
Yeah,
That's
except
the
where's
one.
Beck from?
Beck.
Is Uzbekistan?
Yeah, he's. I think he's Kazakh.
Kazakh? I don't know, somewhere over there.
Yeah, he's from Central Asia somewhere. No, he's Uzbek.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm wrong.
I was right.
Yeah, you were right. Okay, that's all we got.
He will forever be the guy that gave Rosado spark to me. It doesn't matter what he does.
Unfortunately, that's what he is to me too.
Yeah.
I assume it's too early for us to be talking about the pound for pound #1 top 10 greatest of all time, 6th division world champion, Naoya Inoue.
Yes.
Yeah, that's next week.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be the next one.
You can come back next time if
Yeah.
you want.
Happy to come back and talk about Inoue anytime. That might even be 2 weeks from now, right? Because if we're only going up to the 20th.
In this case, because we only went 1 week ahead, might try to go again sometime next week for the whole thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll keep you both posted on what's up with Inoue. I think I got 2 super fans.
Yeah.
In here with me.
Inoue's resale tickets come out this Saturday, I think.
Yo, how did they
So-
only sell 55,000 tickets? I thought that thing was like a 70K cap stadium.
No, that's 55 is capacity, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
so like they're doing some weird configuration because I remember in the run up to this, everyone was saying it's like 65 or 70, but now they're saying,
Oh,
we sold
they're-
55K and it's sold out. So what?
They're not selling the box seats that they usually sell for the baseball
Concerts.
games.
Oh, I see. So there's it's just a different like stadium configuration maybe.
Basically the third tier of seats they aren't selling because you wouldn't be able to see shit anyways, I assume.
Oh, right. They just don't sell the nosebleeds because that makes sense.
Yeah. I would pay for the nosebleeds just to be in the building, but Japan doesn't think that way, I don't think.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
They want you to have
The quality
a good
experience.
experience. Yeah. But every fucking time I don't even make it to the would you like to purchase tickets lottery. I get kicked out in the pre-lottery. It's garbage.
damn.
Maybe use
what-
your screen name instead. Shanada sounds a little bit more Japanese than.
Well, I do think,
Dodging the gaijin filter.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I need a kanji name because I have to put my name in with katakana.
Mm.
But your name has to match your ID when you pick up the tickets.
All right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. The sports bar I like in Tokyo is open for the fight, so I'm gonna go hang out there again.
Nice.
All right. Outro stuff. Goes right there.
What do you do for this?
I cut it in right. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Boxing B-Sides. If you have any questions or comments, you want to tell me how stupid my takes are, 833-LUX-PODS. You can call or text. It's anonymous either way. If you want your audio cut into the show, call and leave a voicemail. Ooh, shit. What else? lvxmedia.net. That's the website where the calendar for boxing, for MMA, if that's your thing. All the other shows that we get up to, they're all over there. The social media handles, LVX Media Net everywhere. If you cannot find it, we're not on it. What else? Fucking apparently, it's difficult to find our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/LVX Media Net, like everywhere else. But it needs the @ sign before the name. So at LVX Media Net. Right. Oh, shit. Patreon. So you may have heard in the middle of it there was a little bit of quote unquote technical difficulties with the treble music. That was just some stuff that I had to edit out for the general release. So if you go to patreon.com/LVXMediaNet, surprise. If you go there, you sign up for the boxing The boxing tier, you'll get the like unedited, unfiltered, everything, pure, I guess, release. I do cut like space down, you know what I mean? So there's not long periods of no talking or anything. But otherwise, yeah, there's other stuff too. If you want to get on MMA and boxing, there's a tier for that. It's the combat combo. But anyway, that's going to do it for all of this bullshit. So let's get back into it. There. That's what the clap was for.
Right.
So
wait, you're leaving all of us talking about the Inouye fan club in there?
If you want, or I can take it out. It doesn't matter. It's fine with me.
I always just leave it up to Leo what he wants to cut.
Yeah, I don't care either way. That just is a funny thing to be in there.
No, I think it's a good thing to talk about because I thought it would be cool. I think it's cool, but again, I'm also a complete fucking nerd. So
the merch is sick too.
It
it's
really
way better
is.
than the stuff you can get on his site. The Mizuno stuff that they do for the fan club, that's like actually made by his real gear sponsor, is pretty hard.
Yeah, I saw they were doing like custom gloves for like a raffle or something.
Yeah, the gloves were really cool.
God, they were.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. Okay, so last thing we do, parting words. Any pearls of wisdom that you'd like to leave?
We need to wish Asus a good night.
That's right.
He said he listens to us to go to bed.
He does. Do we sing a lullaby or?
That might be a little weird.
I'll put something in, I guess.
Sweet dreams, Asus.
Yeah, good night, buddy.
Hey, why is Red saying that Navarrete fights this weekend?
Does he?
Does he?
Did we miss a card?
No.
I can. This weekend, the 20th.
I don't know. Red just posted Nav fights this weekend and then the fucking surprised skull emoji 5 times in a row. What do I know?
Where? Because, okay.
No, man.
So there's a card in Laredo. It's not his. Card in Houston. Not his. Card in Oregon. Not his. A card in Cleveland.
He's tripping. He fights in like a month.
Not his.
No, Red's tripping. This fight is
Yeah.
on
He's got the
May
wrong
18th.
month. Yeah, he's got the wrong month.
Yeah, he's tripping. Oh yeah, he thinks it's like April 18th. But yeah, no.
Which would be a Wednesday, which would be a fucking sad day for Navarrete to fight.
I hope it's not May 18th because that's when Usyk Fury is.
It is May 18th.
It is May 18th. Yeah, maybe he's on that
Yeah.
card. I don't know. It's in San Diego.
Oh, he's on that San Diego card. That's right. Richard Torres is going to be on that. I might go to that.
The time will be very different, though. Like, they're not going to overlap at all.
True.
No, it'll be a daytime fight for us. The bird fight, right?
The fucking Saudi fights come on at like 1 a.m. here. It's so shit.
Woof.
The American cards at least come on at like 9 a.m.
So parting words from me. Check the fucking calendar. I have one. I update it every week. Go to the goddamn website. God.
Also, follow us on YouTube.
Yes, because we do have a YouTube channel. It's like the LVX Media Net. That's the handle for everything. So if you go to YouTube, type youtube.com/LVX Media Net. That's where we are. But one thing you do have to include the @ on YouTube for the names, just like TikTok does the same thing. But yeah, we have a YouTube channel. It's not very good, but we have one. I'm really good at selling this. Nobody else? Parting words? Nothing?
I said goodnight to Asus. I don't know what else to say.
Good night to Asus.
Yeah, I got nothing. Free Palestine, motherfuckers.
Yep. All right, that's it.
Nice.
See you all next time. Thank you for listening.